This episode of Tools for the Future is all about great design and what makes design great or not. I made this with my good friend Maria Giudice, so she deserves some credit too for the content. There's no consistent consensus on what designs are great and which aren't, since everyone has their own opinions. However, there are some well-worn principles that we can focus upon that tend to signal better design than not. In many cases, the most important element that is considered design is the visual, whether it's a product's form or a poster's graphics. For sure, that's not all there is to design, but this is what tends to get the most attention. Design for most people and companies often typifies beautiful things in many people's eyes, and is often a signal for quality. Of course, that doesn't have to be the case, and there are plenty of beautiful products that aren't particularly well made. For most of history, great design has been associated with niche products and services and industries, mainly ones that are expensive. The tastes of designers has rarely overlapped with most people, and highly designed things were seldom wildly popular. But there are plenty of products noted for their functionality that are also recognized as great design, regardless of their aesthetics. Other designs are noted for their simplicity of materials or parts or manufacturing processes, and some tell a story about their construction and use. Beautiful or not, some designs indicate their use or operation so clearly that we just don't think about them. This signaling is called an affordance. The design tells you how it should be used or even how it works. In the 1980s, there was a movement in product design called design semantics that sought to use commonly understood affordances to make new uses, technologies, and services more learnable. Mostly, these ended up as stylization, but there are elements even today of these affordances at work. In the digital realm, we see lots of evidence of people trying to create things that are signaling how they might be used, especially on buttons. But design can even tell a story very simply. Today, the general appreciation for design among non-designers is much higher than it's ever been before. Apple is to credit for much of this change in understanding because their products have sold so successfully while extolling explicitly the design inherent in them. There's still room for disagreement. Some designers, for example, complain that Apple's products are so simplified that they're devoid of distinction and that there really isn't design in them. But for most of the world, Apple and companies like Apple typify high design. Dieter Rams is a German industrial designer who is responsible for the design of bronze consumer products for many years. And about 50 years ago, in his quest to answer the question, is my design a good design, he developed 10 principles of good design, sometimes also known as the 10 Design Commandments. His principles included things like good design is innovative, or good design makes a product useful. There's that functionality again. Good design is aesthetic. That's all about beauty. But good design also makes a product understandable. So there's the idea of affordance. Good design is unobtrusive. This is especially important in interface design. Good design is honest. Good design is long-lasting. Good design is thorough down to the last detail. Good design is environmentally friendly. And good design is as little design as possible. Now, not every product or service or experience that we design can necessarily excel in all 10 of these principles, but Rams's list of principles is a great set of guidelines for us to strive for. Ideally, we would regularly consult these guidelines as we design throughout our careers. Maybe not on every project, but every now and then to remind ourselves, one, that we are keeping these guidelines in mind, and two, that we're keeping up on the state of the art of what would make these guidelines successful. Why is appearance so important to people? And to reiterate, not everyone finds the same things to be equally appealing at all. This is why designers must better understand their audience's understandings and context rather than assume they can dictate their own taste to these audiences. In reality, we're usually a very visual species. We make judgments in the blink of an eye. We're biased towards forms and solutions that we think are well crafted or beautiful in our own eyes. We seek experiences that give us attention or differentiate them from other kinds of experiences. And in addition, great design should have purpose, should have function, should enliven us, should inspire us, and a whole other list of things that design could possibly do. But this creates an increasingly tall order for design. The products and services and other experiences we create are being asked to serve more and more purposes. And designers, likewise, are being asked to consider more and more complicated, interrelated issues. This is why we've developed new tools and processes to better design within these new constraints, including tools like stakeholder analysis, experience dimensions, the waveline, meaning strategy, and other systems thinking tools and experience mapping tools. All of these are important for us to be able to understand and design with these considerations in mind. And other episodes of Tools for the Future cover many of these tools. Some design surprises us in even understated ways. Small, subtle elements can often reinforce data beautifully. And there are more than one ways to accomplish the same thing, always. Some designs are so clear and enabling that we almost don't notice the careful considerations in them. In fact, in many ways, the best designs recede from our attention and don't remind us that they were designed at all. This is the most difficult kind of design. The most innovative designs reconsider nearly everything about their use in production and improve the experience in ways that we would never have expected or considered otherwise. Designs that deviate from the typical can take some getting used to, or may not be immediately understandable, but are often eminently learnable. Great design is this as well. And some designs emerge from innovations in their construction, their manufacturing, or their use of materials. In this case, their beauty comes from the process, not as mere styling that disregards it. All of these things are great design, and you can see that there's a lot of things to consider when you're creating something in order to make it excel in so many different ways. Thank you.